minute into the video and already we're doing some good work. I have attached the top piece of trim that makes this wall look so complete. As you would have seen on the list, one of the things I need to do in order to finish this hallway is to finish the board and batten. And because this is kind of in a strange place right above the staircase, it was taking me forever to do, but finally it's done. However, I could just cross this item off the list, but instead I was thinking of making all of it more challenging and difficult. I purchased a new piece of trim. A different piece of trim, because I have an idea, and this idea involves an exciting new can of paint. Now I know what you're thinking, Ariel, that shirt is an incredible match to your hallway. Well, thank you. It is from today's sponsor, thredUP. I love working with thredUP, and I'm excited to be working with them on this video. As you know, my entire journey with this house has been taking something very old and finding new life in it, which is what I love about thredUP. They take used clothing that could have ended up in landfill and they give it a new life with a great website that's so easy to navigate and makes it really easy for you to find anything you could possibly want. As you guys know, I'm getting married this year, but I'm also attending weddings this year. A couple years ago, I attended a bunch of weddings and I wore the exact same dress to all of them, which was fun. This year, I'm excited because I found some through thredUP, which means I'm saving them from the cycle of ending up in the trash. I started by picking out some shoes, and I found these gorgeous heels from J. Crew, whose estimated price was $268, and I got them for 78 bucks. I then decided I'd find two dresses that would match with that one pair of shoes. The first dress is from OPT. It's this gorgeous, flouncy, beautiful, pretty dress. It was new with tags. It retailed for $127 and I got it for $45. The second dress I chose might be the most beautiful dress I've ever worn, I guess other than my wedding dress. It's from Ellie Tahari. It retails for $398 and I got it for $54. If you're attending a wedding this year or any other fancy event that you want to feel special for, consider going sustainably and visiting thredUP. Use my link down in the description. You can visit their wedding shop. Use the code Ariel50. You'll get 50% off your first order and free shipping. Thank you so much to thredUP. Check them out. Now let me tell you about my idea. I like the board and batten, but I don't love it anymore. When I first did it a few years ago, I was like enamored with it. It was one of the first trim projects I'd ever done, but now it feels a little basic to me and I want to make it fancier. So I got this, and my thinking is to have it run along the top. Ugh, already it looks so good. It just makes it all look so much more finished. I chose this trim because it echoes the shape of the top of this trim really well. But then I thought, what if I painted it a cool color? And I thought, well, what color could I do? And I thought, maybe I pull out one of these colors. So I color matched the red. And we're gonna give it a shot. So we're now downstairs back in my office where I'm going to paint these two pieces of trim. I've switched out of my nice new shirt and put on my favorite cardigan, which doesn't really make sense actually, because I would hate to get paint on this, but I probably won't. Oh my God. This color is so beautiful. I think this is gonna work. In my head, it makes perfect sense and will be beautiful. If it doesn't look good with red, we can just paint over it and make it green, and then it'll definitely look good. But the red's got me thinking. Maybe I should paint parts of the door trim in red as well. One fear that has definitely occurred to me is, am I making this room look too much like Christmas? I don't think so. I think it'll be fine because the shades of red and green are quite mature. That is the word I mean. It's like, they're kind of deep and rich and not really like the red and green you think of when you think of Christmas, but I'm definitely towing a line. Earlier, I nailed the other pieces of trim to the wall. The reason I did that is because I don't enjoy using the compressor. It's so loud. I just don't like it. And so I thought I'd just nail things up. And it worked perfectly well. But then I found out my dad has a smaller nail gun that doesn't have a compressor. So I'm gonna try that for these guys, because it'll just be a lot easier. Okay, I'm done the first coat. I'll let these dry for a second. It's not gonna take very long because they're really like soaked in that paint. But I'll leave them dry and then I'll do a second coat and then we'll go install it. And I think it's gonna look beautiful. Fingers crossed. Okay, it's literally 9:02 p.m. but the wood is dry and I really want to see what it looks like. I think it might be awesome. Oh man. My dad didn't just lend me the little nail gun, he gave it to me. So that's extremely exciting. He said he never uses this one anymore because he has a slightly more powerful one and then a very powerful one. So this one isn't being used and he was happy for me to have it and he taught me how to use it. And I'm extremely excited. So let's give this thing a shot. Literally. All right. Wow. What do we think? I think it looks really beautiful. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to sleep and then I'm gonna look at this in the morning and see what I think. Good morning, everyone. Check it out in the light of day. What do we think? I think I like it. It's definitely pushing the envelope a little bit here. I think it looks a little out of place for a few reasons. One, I'm just not used to it. I've been looking at this room with just the green board and batten for over a year. So seeing something new here is like a little like, what? What's going on? Secondly, obviously the color looks a little random. And I think that's because it's so limited to just like this one little strip. Whereas once we see it all over the room and I paint a little bit of red on the edges of the doors, I think I can convince you of this vision. I think I can convince myself of this vision. So let's just commit. Hello everyone, it's the next day and there's a lot to be excited about, but there's also some lessons learned. The thing that I'm really excited about is that this proof of concept, in my opinion, is working. Not only am I loving the red, but the more red that I've added, the more what I was saying, this doesn't look as random because now it's like, oh, it's part of a conversation. There's things going on. It feels more intentional. So that is great news because I was really hoping for that. There's two mistakes that I made though. First of all, I just tried to cut corners, I'll admit it, and I didn't do a layer of green paint over top of the tape in order to seal it. then do the red paint on top, which is the like more laborious way to do it, but it just ensures cleaner lines. And because I skipped that step, I didn't get the cleanest lines. So now I'm just gonna have to go in, it's not a huge deal, but I have to just now go in and touch everything up. So it doesn't look perfect. The second, it's not really a mistake, but learning moment is I think we need even more red. Like, I think this looks so nice, but I think this piece should be red. And I think maybe even this side should be red. So I'm gonna move to the other side of the hallway now, do those door frames, tape them properly, add more red in, and we'll check in after that. Okay everyone, hello. It's the next day. I've spent a lot of time painting things and I've had some disasters, I'll admit. Last night I removed the tape to reveal really clean lines, which I was so excited about. But also the tape I was using, and I'm just gonna call it out, don't use this. This blue tape, which is from Scotch Blue, multi-surface painter's tape, original, is a lie because it ripped up so much of the paint underneath, which is so frustrating. So I had to repaint a bunch of things and fix a bunch of things that shouldn't have gotten messed up. I was so sad last night. But anyways, I've patched a bunch of things over. Some things are going to take a couple more coats to get there. But you might be thinking, Ariel, you painted way more red. Didn't I say I was going to paint here red and here red? I did. I did paint it all red, and I realized it was a mistake. And so starting last night and then again this morning, I have been repainting things green and trying to do some fine detail work to fix some edges and things. And I think we've landed at the right place. I think I was so excited about the red that I wanted to add more red, but I think it actually works in just these thin little lines, these little accents. And I'm really excited about where we've landed. I still need to add the trim along the top and the trim along the bottom of the room. And so how will I include the red there? That will be the next question. But this means we get to mark off finish, board, and batten. I have one final surprise for this video, and I need your guys' thoughts. I bought this painting. Well, it's not a painting. This tapestry. Oh my God. So on our list is install artwork above Nook. That's in this space up here. And I had this idea. What if I put a tapestry up there? That could be such a nice, unique, weird, special, cool touch. And I found this one online on Facebook Marketplace. I thought I'd remove it from the frame and fold it up and tuck it in there. And then I got it and I was like, absolutely not. This is one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. I cannot, like, the frame is unbelievable. I see the framing was done in Ottawa. It's gorgeous. There's absolutely no way that I can rip this up. But now the question is, what do I do with it? So I was thinking maybe right here. What do you guys think? This is the final big question I have for you guys. Do you think that it fits in, that the color works? The size of it is so impressive. I'm blown away by it. If we hate it here, I do have an idea for another place it could go, but I feel like maybe it's the perfect fit. And just like that, we've reached the end of another video. I'm excited by the progress. I'm motivated by the progress. I really want to finish this in May. This hallway has dragged and dragged and dragged, and it needs to be done. So stay tuned if you want to keep following this hallway adventure. Remember, once we finish this hallway, we get to move on to the bathroom. And finally, a massive thank you to ThredUp for sponsoring this video. Make sure to check them out down below. Check out their wedding shop. Use my discount code, 50% off and free shipping on your first order. Thank you to ThredUp. Thank you to you for watching, and I will see you in my next video.